All right, here I am to discuss the second blog. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. The movie I decided to investigate this time was Arze. The movie was released in the 22nd of August, 2024. It was filmed in Lebanon across various Beirut neighborhoods, and the movie explores the religious and cultural obstacles that exist in Lebanon that a son and mother must go through to find their stolen bike. Lebanese life is already hard enough, and the diversity and differences complicates life even more for the son and mother. So the key issue identified in the film is the effects of sectarian politics on society. Issues present in the film because of political, cultural, and religious differences. It shows how the country is not divided like across official borders, but across psychological borders. Sectarian differences are still important to existing Lebanese society, no matter how self-destructive they may be. So the thing is with sectarian politics is these politics are needed because honestly, that is the one thing that the citizens in society can grab onto and the one thing they can kind of feel independent about. And because they don't really recognize it as bad, no matter how many lives it's going to take, no matter how many lives it's going to affect, they still hold on to this because that's the one thing they can hold on to that's left in their countries. In the film, over the course of the movie, we see multiple scenes where Arze navigates to different neighborhoods. For example, she carries a hijab in the neighborhood, and then she carries a cross. She also code switches with her dialect changes, saying inshallah in the Muslim neighborhood or saying alhamdulillah in the Muslim neighborhood, not saying it in the Christian neighborhood. She also renames her son. Her son name is Kinan, who becomes Ali in the Muslim neighborhood and George in the Christian neighborhood. So we can see like because of the switching and the outward hijab cross that this is giving evidence that the Lebanese society is really transactional. They're only going to help you. Each neighborhood or each side is only going to help you if you show yourself to be on their side. So you know it's not just like helping people out of the good of their hearts. It's hey, you're a Muslim, I'm a Muslim, I'm gonna help you. You're a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm gonna help you. But I'm not gonna help you if you're a Muslim and I'm a Christian. And I'm not gonna help you if I'm a Christian and you're a Muslim. So yeah, coexistence is built on the fragile frame of stability, and it can break at any time. In multiple scenes in the movie as well, Otis and Keenan are questioned by neighborhood watch groups that oversee their respective neighborhoods. Sectarian politics have usurped the traditional form of government, and now they control their own respective neighborhoods. It's more influential to the people, and yeah, people are more loyal to their ideology rather than the government, rather than national unity. The previous point is extended as well. Otis Keenan almost never go to the authorities. This just shows like if you're gonna get stuff figured out in Lebanon, especially full of sectarianism, so you're gonna need to go to the underground bosses in each neighborhood. The government literally has like no dominion. Like they're very weak. They're very unpowerful. They just can't. They don't really do nothing. It's the neighborhoods. It's the sectarianism. That's what's controlling Lebanese society. That's what has the foothold. So yeah, and also as well, Otis and Kinan do find their bike, right? But the guy who has the bike is not gonna let them take it, and he has a gun. The fact that like Lebanese society has guns in the first place, when a society has guns, members of society, that already proves that the power is with more to So the government can't really do nothing. They can't even like effectively protect their own citizens and establish order and security. It's up to the people to take up their own arms and take up their own guns for their own safety and their own independence. So it's very interesting that we see this point illustrated in the movie. Very small point, but I thought I would mention it because that's usually what I think that would mean as a society: guns. To the Arab world. So the themes present in Odyssey are very much present in the Arab world. Sectarianism is everywhere. Borders, countries. People don't like borders and countries because they recognize that it was drawn up by the Western powers. So it's all about sectarianism. It's all about, these guys are Muslim. I'm gonna stick with them, no matter what. We might be, in Lebanon, but it don't really matter. We're Muslims here. They're Christians over there. They're Jews over there, and those guys, those Jews are over there. So their governments are ineffective, full of corruption. So the people, the only thing they have to go by off of is their neighborhoods, their villages, their towns. They're going to come together, and sectarianism is going to be a uniting force for them. However, the drawback is they're going to hate everyone else who's not them. So um, we'll continue on with that later. Anyway, again, this all has to do with authority. So like in today's Arab world climate, people don't like authority. It is better now, but back then especially, they don't like authority. It's full of corruption, still is full of corruption. Um, and people they're gonna feel safer with sectarian politics because I'm going to like the guy that is more similar to me than the other guy that is not as similar to me. I'm going to blame if the leader of a country is finding a problem and is blaming the other group, the out group, that they're causing the problems. I'm going to rally behind that fact because I share similarities with the leader of the country. I share similarities with the people of my neighborhood, and I'm going to rally against the out group, the supposed scapegoat enemy that is really screwing up everything for all of us out here. So sectarianism is a very powerful tool that leaders use to paint a group of people as the villain when it's actually their fault, the leaders themselves, who are corrupt and messing up the country for everyone else, for everyone. So we can see that Arab leaders today, they love to use sectarianism. They love to use it to unite the people because the people just want something to grab onto. They want something to unite with because they already don't like their situation. So, they already know that the country's corrupt and it sucks. So sectarianism is the least thing that they can hold on to. And real evidence, we can see this again. We can see supposed sectarian conflicts in Yemen, Syria, Iraq. They're all painted as sectarian wars, but it's not about sectarianism. It really isn't. These issues are not coming out of sectarianism. It's not because the Shia believe in something else and the Sunnis believe in something else and the Christians believe in Jesus as God. That's not the issue to these sectarian conflicts. It's all about corruption and power and resources and money. That's what's coming from. We see Saudi Arabia, UAE, and West. They don't want it painted as a war of conflict and corruption. They want it painted as sectarianism. So people can unite, people can fight against it, people can see, oh, those are the bad guys and those guys are the good guys. It's very easy to see that. They want it being Sunni versus Christian versus Shia versus Jew. It's easier to sell to the public. The public will agree with it. Even in the West, the public, they'll see, oh, it's just a bunch of guys fighting over ideologies. We should go in there and do something about it and take over the country and kill 1 million people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very easy. It's very easy to label it as sectarianism when it's not sectarianism at all. It's just corruption. It's painting a picture that's not there. And yeah, like we see Assad, he's used sectarianism as a tool. Sunni Shia, Lebanon against Sunni Shia. It's such a popular sectarian method today, used by a lot of the countries in the Middle East to distract the world from the real problems. It's the outside influence and the major corruption in the regimes in the countries that are really causing the problems in their countries. So this issue perpetuates and continues because of a never-ending cycle. It's being perpetuated by foreign powers. I know it's cliche to keep saying the same old story with the West. It's always the West, but it truly is almost always the West. The USA and Europe utilize sectarian conflict to their benefit. We can even see this as early when France decided to send their army to Christian Lebanon to protect the Christian minority there. Did they really care about the Christian minority? I'm going to let you ask yourself that. Sectarian conflicts create conditions for power and influence to be taken from governments and transferred to other powers, such as the West. There's also the problems with the leaders themselves. These leaders themselves are so stupid and they're so power hungry, and they understand the power of sectarian conflict. So they're going to use it to their advantage and keep the power. Assad, Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein. Sectarianism, it's powerful. Even Gamal Abdel Nasser. When you split a group of people in the nation and label one as the out group and say, that is all of our problems right there, it's being caused by that group, let's take them down. The people will all feel united, they'll be distracted temporarily, and they'll just go along with the flow. Psychology is a very powerful thing. Hive mind. So yeah. The funny, most obvious thing is that almost none of these issues are really sectarian issues. Like I said, they're not sectarian issues. It's the failure part of the government. The government is failing. They're not providing the healthcare needed, the resources needed, the money needed. The people are unhappy with their living conditions, but they're going to just find an easy thing to blame on. And the people will be like, oh, well, the reason I'm not getting food on the table and I can't go to the hospital and I can't afford healthcare is because of that group. It's them. It's their fault. They're taking all the money. They're doing all the problems. I'm going to listen to my leader in power that I fully trust, and he's similar to me. And I'm going to go out there and start killing them and fighting them. Well, that's just not going to solve anything. It's just going to kill more, more problems, more wars, more conflicts over religious differences, and will do nothing but hinder progress. We're not going to get a utopia by killing Christians because they believe differently and because they're different from us. That's not how that works. There is no progress. And the sooner they can find out that there's no progress in this, we can finally start to work on the problems at hand internally within the country. The most constructive solution, I believe, it takes on the part of both sides. It takes the government and the people. The solution to solve will take both efforts from the top and bottom society. Leaders will have to sacrifice their power. They'll have to let go of it, and they cannot use sectarian issues to their advantage. It will take pushback from the people as well to realize, hey, these are borders drawn up by other powers, other influences. These are cages that they have built for us, put ourselves inside of. We do not have differences. We believe in different ideologies, different religions, different political issues, different cultures, but we are the same, united toward the prosperity and toward the safety and security of our own people within one country, one land. We are committed to that. We share the same language, might be different, but we are the same people and we should be united together. They must understand this and they must be educated to understand this if they do not already understand this theme. We have to be willing to be genuine and honest and have open and clear communication, open dialogue, making sure that everyone understands. If we don't open the dialogue between groups and attempt to educate people on unity and dialogue, we will find ourselves in the same never-ending cycle, as I said before. Wars and tragedies will keep occurring, and we will never serve to fix the solutions that will never serve to fix the problems at hand within countries between different groups of people. Again, groups like Sunni, Shia, Christians, Jews, atheists, they need to realize that their differences are not coming from real concrete issues. It's the powers at hand that are trying to divide them. We need to realize that, or these people need to realize that it's the West that's pushing these narratives, that they're trying to gain control and foothold over the people. They do not care about our interests. Only us, the people, everyone at hand will care about the security and prosperity of their own country's future. Racism should be punished. Bigotry should be outlawed. The only way we can solve these issues is by open and communicative dialogue and the intention to work together to solve the problems at hand. Supporting evidence. The Ta'if Agreement. After a long time in Lebanese civil war, Lebanese leader met in Ta'if, Saudi Arabia. They realized the killing and the tragedies was just too much. So they went to a neutral power and they talked about it. They made a Ta'if Agreement. They shifted power towards the Council of Ministers and the Lebanese government, mandated 50-50 split in parliament. This didn't solve 100% of the sectarian issues as we see today, especially in Arzeh, but it is a beginning to coexistence. It's an effort on the part of the people themselves to realize we are killing our people for no reason. We are shooting each other for no reason. Let us attempt to make some coexistence possible within our government. Let us attempt to make some peace between our different cultures and political identities and religions. So it's honesty. It's honest foresight from the people themselves, from the powers in the country itself. Another example, Kuwaiti national unity after the Imam Sadiq bombing in 2015. Mosque bombing. In 2015, a bomber attacked a Shia mosque, killing 27 people. This attack was to motivate a sectarian civil war between the Sunnis and Shia in Kuwait. However, it did not occur. Even the Emir, the late Emir, Sheikh Sabah al-Ahmad al-Sabah, rushed to the scene saying, those are my children. Those Kuwaiti Shia children, and the guy's Sunni, those are his children. It's all of our children. And the state sponsored a national unity campaign. Sunnis and Shias held joint prayers in the Grand Mosque of Kuwait. This tragic event united the people. The state realized that we cannot just go and fight a civil war and kill more people for something that is trying to cause a civil war, for someone who did that intention in mind to try to cause a civil war. We must unite together. We must pray together. We must do everything together to keep the national unity and the national identity all together. We realize that it's not, we are not going to solve the issues at hand if we just go start blaming other people and other groups for the actions of one person. It's the outside powers and the influences that are trying to get us to do this problem, to make us fight each other. No, we will unite together and solve our problems together internally. My last example, in Oman, the Sultani model of diplomacy. Oman has an Abadi Muslim majority and keeps a proactive stance on religious pluralism. They have established a policy of zero conflict. Sectarian conflict is literally banned in the media and mosques, so there's no room for strife in society. Oman prides itself on being neutral and being negotiators, and they like to play the role of mediating in sectarian conflicts across the Middle East. They're not allowed to have sectarianism in their society at all. So we see here a prime example of this. If you mandate and make it a law that no sectarianism is allowed, look at the effect and the success you will have. You will be successful as a society, and you will be negotiators, and you will be seen as very good people in a region that is full of calamity and conflict. You have the chance to be proactive. You have the chance to work together and establish a religious pluralism in your society and establish, no matter what ethnic differences we have, you are welcome, you are accepted, and you have the freedom and the right to do what you wish. So it works in Oman. Why can't we implement that in other countries? I'm just saying. And one more thing I want to say, I didn't get to mention. Arzeh is it's very smart on the part of the directors, specifically the fact that we don't really know what Arzeh's religion is. This shows something, what I believe, what is the most important thing, and I'll end off on this. That the fact that Arzeh does not show a religion does not show that one side is correct and one side is wrong. We have a neutral figure here, a character that can represent anyone, a Christian, a Jew, an atheist, a Muslim, a Sunni, a Shia. This is very important because this shows Arzeh being neutral, not being outwardly a religion or a group or being affiliated with an identity. This shows that we, all of us, have the option on choosing what path we're going to take. Are we going to solve our problems through causing strife between each other and saying that one group is right and we're right and the other group is wrong? Or will we make the mature decision to let go of the immaturity and let go of the violence and let go of the hatred and all of this hate? Are we going to take that and solve the problems? Are we going to let go of all of that and solve the actual problems within our country and navigate amongst ourselves? It's not just one group that's correct. It's not just one group that's wrong. We're all wrong. We all need to serve ourselves better, to fix ourselves, to focus on prosperity, on our children, living successful lives after we're gone. That's what it takes. That is the true meaning of what it means to be a countryman, loyal to your country, loyal to your people, not on the basis of religion, not on the basis of political supremacy. No, it's the collectivization and recognition that we are all humans that share similar backgrounds, that have similarities, no matter how different we may be. We are human. We must work on ourselves internally and fix the problems that exist within our own society and not blame on any one person or group, on any one group, sorry. That's all I have to say. Hope I did a good job. Yeah. Catch you in the next blog.